All right, and welcome back. This is Sean McAfee, another race local recap. Today we are out at Breckenridge Park in Richardson, Texas, taking part in the Turbo Velo Tuesday night crit. I have to preface all of this by saying this is the video that you want to watch if you want to figure out what not to do in a crit race. I have no idea what I'm doing. All of my tactics, all of my crit know-how and knowledge has all been learned from watching the 1096 YouTube channel. So if I do anything improperly, it's because Jacob Evans from 1096 Cycling, he told me to do that. So it's all his fault. So this is my first crit race in probably about, 5 to 8 years. It's been a long time. Legitimately, this is probably the third outdoor ride that I've ever had on this bike. So my road bike, I built it up 5 years ago. I found a frame really cheap on Facebook Marketplace, bought it after drinking too much wine one night, built it all up, and it has spent 5 years sitting on the trainer, never being used. So this is genuinely one of the first rides it has ever done outdoors, and I cannot emphasize this enough, guys. I don't race road bikes. They terrify me. I mean, if you fall on a road bike, you're hitting the asphalt, probably breaking collarbones, shredding your skin. There's just no give. There's no, yeah. You heard the brake squeak right there, and that's it. That's that terrifying moment. So anyway, the reason I'm doing this, I like racing gravel, and my weakness, where I struggle the most racing gravel, is sitting in the pack and being efficient. I naturally gravitate to the outside of the group or the front of the group. I like to set the pace, especially for climbs. I don't like following other people. Sitting in the middle of a pack, like I'm doing right now, it's just not where I'm comfortable. So I'm doing this crit race. I'm going to do a bunch more crit races this year, and I'm going to be super safe. But I'm doing it so that I can learn how to be more efficient in a pack, so I can learn how to be a more effective racer out there. Hopefully do better in some of these gravel grinders I do, mostly the Spinistry races. But the Turbo Velo races, this was a lot of fun. And I'm already looking forward to next week. It's going to be awesome. I really enjoyed it. I'm surprised how much I enjoyed it. Even though I spent this entire race making terrible decisions. We're on to lap number 2. And I'm already just sitting in the middle of the wind. As you can see up in the top right-hand corner, we've got a list of the lap count, a little map of our laps, and it's got a wind icon. So right now we're going directly into a tailwind, really fast little section, great opportunity to move up. For the most part, though, you're going to see me make a ton of mistakes on positioning. There is very few moments in this C race where I'm actually in the correct position. Right now, not so bad. Pretty soon, I think we're going to be on the left-hand side, which is directly in the wind. Here we go. Yep. Look, here we go. Moving right out into the wind. Instead of staying on the right side where I've got some shelter, I am directly in the wind, and I'm going to even get worse by going into this headwind and not staying behind that rider. The things you don't practice, right? Oh, God. So anyway, this was a lot of fun. I had burned myself up that morning on Tuesday morning. Did some 2x15 workouts, so my legs were already a little bit toasty. It was a bad decision to do that. but I wasn't sure that I was going to make the crit race, and I needed to get that workout in. This race, I think, was about 20 minutes. As far as I can tell, it was about 20 minutes long. We ended up doing 7 laps. My average was 271 watts, normalized 313 for that 20 minutes. It definitely spiked quite a bit, especially in the second half here. We'll see some really dumb decisions. This is one of those few opportunities where you'll see me in good position. On the left-hand side, going through this headwind. Good positioning here. Bravo. So I have to give a credit to Ryan Chrissy. He's the race director for Turbo Velo. Has been running this for a number of years out at Breckenridge Park. And I swear that this little road was custom built just for him. It is a great little crit racing circuit. It's a great little crit racing circuit. He does a fantastic job. Good production. They get a lot of racing in a very short amount of time. Laura Popovich with the USAC, USA Cycling. God. She does an awesome job. Just great people. I've enjoyed spending some time with them. Because I don't do any crit racing, I don't know a lot of the people that are out here. I know there's a couple of people in there from Reunion Racing, Greg Poe, Jason Bradbury. I know those guys, but that's about it. So here I am again in the wind. So I did 2 races. I did both the C race, which is a category 4-5, and I also did the category B race, which is a category 3-4. I actually did it, I think, a lot better in the category B race, or the B race, whatever he calls that. I think I did better in that one as far as positioning. Although right now, I did a pretty decent job on that lap. Not the worst. It's about to get worse. So Jacob, he told me it was going to be just like Zwift racing. He said, just go out there and smash power. And it wasn't like that. I had to pay attention to where I was going to be. The wind was probably 20 miles per hour, so it was a lot windier than usual. Definitely split things up significantly, especially in the B race. This C race, I think, stayed together pretty much the whole time. So we're going into this tailwind right now. You can see somebody decide to get a little froggy. And we are stringing things out. We are one line, single file. That's how you know that the tempo has been increased. And we are zooming. We're going to come up here and I'm going to make bad decisions. Once again, on this little stretch, I'm not in a good position. You can see 3 guys have kind of gotten off the front. Still not in a good position. Out in the wind. Big old stretch over 500 watts. why I am out here doing whatever the heck I'm doing. I don't know. I saw this guy up the road and figured I can pull that back. I could do that. And so I did it. I never stopped to ask the question, should I do that? The answer was no, I shouldn't do that. But I did. So I really wonder what's going on behind me right now. I'm assuming that I've got the entire group sitting on my wheel. I have no idea, but I'm assuming that that's the case. All right, so I had a couple people at the last DFW series race ask, what is a criterium? What's a crit race? So it was a couple juniors, and so just to kind of clarify, so a crit race is it's a number of laps. It's a lapped race on a closed course, typically smaller course. So as you can see, this one, it's probably about a mile in length. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to do 7 total laps. It's for time. So at the beginning of the race, they're going to tell us something like you're going to do 20 minutes plus a lap. And the best I can gather, why am I still in the front? God almighty. Bad decisions. So this group rolls through. I'm going to try to get back on their wheel. But the whole time thing, the way that works, when you come through for your first like 1-2 laps, they basically estimate how many laps you're going to get in for that. And then they'll do a countdown for laps remaining. So we came through the line right there, the finish line. They rang the bell. I thought that was the finish bell. I thought that was the final lap bell. It was not. That's a preem bell. And a preem is just a prize lap. So they're going to give away some prize like pickle juice or some chamois butter, something like that. So this is, I think, like a lap and a half where I've been on the front. Why? So again, I thought that this was the final lap. And so I'm trying to stay with this lead group. I think we have a small gap to the main chase group. But I'm still, even after they pass me, I'm still in the wind. Just making poor decisions all around. But anyway, this is the whole reason I'm doing this race, trying to learn from the positioning mistakes. Watching this video afterwards definitely helps. I can see a lot of mistakes very, very clearly. I'll be back again. Next week is going to be more fun. You know, now that I've got the first one under my belt, not quite as nervous and scared. Literally, I was terrified going into this one because these skinny wheeled road bikes are just terrifying to me. So here we're coming in to the finish line here. I think it's the final lap. It is not. And so now that is the final lap bell. And I've just shot my wad. I am completely out of gas right here. I'm going to watch this entire pack just roll on past me because I've been pulling them around the course for the past 10 minutes. Like, this is a race. I could totally go win. I have the power to go win this. I have the sprint to go win this. But I do not have the knowledge and experience to win this race. And it is dramatically showing in this video. Oh man. So just bad. Just bad. I love it. Racing bikes is fun, y'all. And again, I learned all of these tactics from 1096 cycling. If you're looking for a tutorial on what not to do in a crit race, this video is it. But I'm going to come back next week. We're going to have more fun, maybe do a little bit better. Hopefully I've learned a few things. The wind will be different, which that should be a lot of fun. So really heavy cross headwind for a lot of the course here. Next week, we'll see what kind of weather we've got. Maybe there's no wind at all. Maybe there's an opposite direction wind. But for this week, it was very challenging, and I did a poor job of positioning myself based on that. I found out after the race, they've actually got 2 wind socks, so you can see what direction it's going in. But I didn't know that until after this race. Had totally forgotten about preems going into this race. Like, this entire crit, phenomenon, I had just completely forgot how it works. It's a great learning moment. Gonna come back next week, give it another go, and have a little bit more fun. But for this week, that was the C race at Turbo Velo. Ended up in 17th position for that race. So essentially I pulled for 2 laps and then had 16 people pass me because I pulled for 2 laps. So it's my own damn fault. And coming across the finish line, that's it. See you later.